Hi, I'm Walter Simonson. I'm here tonight under the auspices of the aeindex.org, a website that deals with the artist editions. For those of you who don't know, artist editions are facsimile editions of comic book art, which means they're full size, roughly 12 by 17. They are high-res scans in full color, which means they're as close to looking at the original artwork as you can get without being in the office and seeing the artwork as it shows up. One of the things I love, just in general, when I was a kid, I watched Disneyland. They would occasionally have shows explaining how they did stuff, which meant you could see process. They would do stuff about their animated cartoon Sleeping Beauty. They would show the cells being drawn. They would show models being posed and filmed. They would show mud bursting up through big mud pots they had to film stuff for Fantasia, to figure out how to do this stuff. They had multiplane cameras. Basically, they showed you all the tricks behind the films. And then they would show you the film, and you would still be captivated by the magic, even though you had seen it was a series of still drawings. It was great. They did the same thing for nature films, how they went out and filmed the living desert, other nature films that they made. And I fell in love with that idea. I loved the idea of seeing how stuff was done and then still having it become magical when it was all put together. The artist editions are as close to that as you're going to get in comic books. You can look at the artwork, you can see how it's done, you can see production marks, you can see editorial comments, you can see paste-ups. You get a sense of what the art actually looks like before it goes into the comic, gets cleaned up, and becomes what you see in the comic where it works its magic. I'm delighted by that. I've always loved the idea. Scott Dunbier, an old friend of mine, came up with the idea. They were published by IDW originally, and the first one that came out was a copy of The Rocketeer by Dave Stevens. It was just incredible. I had never seen Dave's original artwork. It was depressing because it was so good, and at the same time, it was inspiring because it meant I had to go back and work harder to try and get to that level. And that's the way it was in the office. When I would go into the office as a newbie many years ago, I would see Bernie Rice and Swamp Thing pages. I would see Joe Kubert Tarzan pages. I saw Burma Skies by Alex Toth. And it meant that I could be really fired up to try and improve the work I was doing, seeing what these guys were doing, and seeing it really in the raw. So this can be true for you as well. If you just like seeing how stuff is done, this is a way to go. They're just fabulous books. There are zillions of them now. The idea caught on. Every company has its own version out there, so there are a lot of them around. I highly recommend getting a look at a couple of them. There are more artists than I've ever been able to see anywhere in the office, and I can get a look at a lot of their work. I don't have all the artist editions books. The load-bearing floors of my house are not strong enough to have all of the artist editions here, but they're just wonderful, and I highly recommend them. So, and I'm thrilled to be in them myself. Now, the aeindex.org website has created the Dunbier awards related, obviously, to the artist editions. One of the things they've done is created a Hall of Fame, and tonight, I apparently am being inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Dunbier Hall of Fame. I'm delighted to be inducted into an organization Hall of Fame named for an old pal of mine. I will hang that award on my wall proudly, or whatever I have to do, or I'll just scribble the name on a piece of paper and stick it in my door. But I am very honored, I'm privileged, and I'm delighted to become a member of the Dunbier Hall of Fame. Thank you so much to aeindex.org, the folks that run it, and bless you all. Be well, take care, bye-bye.